Right. Well, let's look at the data released over the European session, just to take us away from America.
Well, speaking of quieter sessions, there's absolutely no data of any note today whatsoever from Europe. So completely blank page. But we do have some very interesting data points to come later in the week, starting tomorrow with the balance of trade for China. For September, obviously people will be watching these numbers very closely. Both imports and exports, of course, have fallen recently. So everyone's obviously fixated with all things China, so that's going to be watched very closely. Also on Tuesday, we have German inflation data for September, and a whole raft of this. We have CPI, the Consumer Price Index, wholesale prices as well, and the ECB's preferred method of calculating inflation, the Harmonised Index of Consumer Prices, or HICP. We also have inflation data for the UK on Tuesday, PPI, RPI and CPI all being released together. So again, we'll get some idea about how prices are performing here in the UK. And then looking forward to Wednesday, a figure that I'll be watching very closely, Eurozone industrial production for August. And then on Thursday, one for the night hours, but Australian employment data for September will be released then, and obviously that is also a number that many in the currency markets will be watching closely.
Speaking of night owls, I noticed that the Chinese market had a rather strong night.
It did, but remember it had been closed.
It was catching up
for a week. Yeah, I mean 3.5%. This is still one of its biggest gains in the year, and there were some bullish comments from the People's Bank of China about the stock market correction being over. I take those obviously with a pinch of salt, but nonetheless, yes, it was up more than 3% today.